If you're planning on writing a book this year, I want to make your life so much easier. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 essential tips that allow you to follow through with big writing goals. These are the simple tweaks that I've used to finish my own book, The Meaning Method, to leave my job and become a full-time entrepreneur and just really achieve the things that I set out to achieve at the beginning of the year. And the best part of it is they really do not require any extra time or any extra effort. It's simply the way that you shape your mind and you shape the goals that makes it inevitable that you're going to follow through and finish the book. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So first of all, this is a one-time trick that is so important. When you set the goal, make sure it's compelling in your life. So the way I like to do this is ask the question, what will change my life the most in the coming year? So when you check in with this at a heart level, make sure that the goal that you're setting, you're not doing it for superficial reasons. You're not doing it for abstract gains, but you're doing it for something very specific that will specifically change your life in a way that makes you emotional, in a way that really makes you desire it. And so that's really important, because how often do we set goals that are shoulds? I should get a promotion at the job I hate. I should go for health goals because society wants me to look a certain way. A lot of the reason why we fail at those is because we don't really see, in our soul, how they're going to change our particular life. And so first and foremost, do this just once and then repeat the reasons to yourself throughout the year. But when you set a compelling goal, why do I want to write a book? Why is this something I've always wanted to do? Then you've really identified the heart reasons that this is something you want to get out of your life, and you're more likely to follow through. You're going to follow through when you feel it, when it's emotional. So number 1, make sure your goal is compelling for you and you're not doing it for superficial reasons. Number 2, this backs up and helps you make sure that you're doing this for compelling reasons, and that is time travel. Number 2 is time travel. In 10 years, will you thank yourself for doing this? In 1 year, how proud are you going to be if you have finished your book or made progress on your book? If you have a timeline, a future you set out in your mind, and you're working towards that future you, and you've taken the time to do a little bit of time travel, look out at the week ahead, look out at the month ahead, and then feel in a year from now, 10 years from now, when you are a full-time author, feel into how that's going to be. Who are you going to become? So number 2 is time travel. There's an exercise that I love to do with my book writing clients, and that is, in 1 week, how are you going to feel if you've started writing? How are you going to feel if you haven't started writing? In 1 month from now, what are you going to accomplish, and how are you going to feel about it? In 1 year from now, what do you want to have done, and why is that important? How is it going to make you feel? So doing the time travel is really a second part of creating compelling goals. And that is that you've really visualized yourself into that future, and you've visualized yourself doing what it takes, etc. So take some time around the new year to do some time travel and visualize that really compelling future. Number 3, your next right action. So once you have those goals set, this is really the key that has helped me when I was a full-time teacher, when I was just buried under student papers. My son was really young, and he also needed me a lot and was pulling me away from work for a good reason. I love my son. He's right over there in the next room. But it was in my life when I started this career, it was a challenging time with a lot of demands put on me. And so, of course, writing the book seemed like something extra. And the next right action, not any sort of extreme strategy is what allowed me to finish it. Just knowing that I had my one compelling goal, finish the book. I'm a teacher, I'm a mom, I'm a million things, but whenever I can make that reach, I'm gonna reach for that book and I'm going to make progress. This is another thing that I really love to share with everybody, is that when we plan, when we do our time travel and we plan, well, in this month, I'm going to finish 2 chapters, 3 chapters, a chapter. Oftentimes we do get pulled this way and that. And sometimes we don't achieve, we create stretch goals so we don't achieve everything we've planned. And really what's important is the reach, is the fact that you've gotten some paragraphs on paper, is the fact that you opened the file and you interacted with that book, creating that committed relationship and going back to it, reaching it for it every time you can make it the next right action. That's what gets the book done. And of course, the way we achieve that is by creating that compelling goal. And so we know this is the one thing, if nothing else, this is the thing I'm going to do in the coming year. So number 3 is just knowing your next right action. Your next right action is whatever is going to help you make progress on that goal. Number 4, this is something new that I've practiced recently that I've never talked about before. And it is, what is the first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning? And so this is the time, when your eyes first flutter open, your head is still on the pillow. What are you thinking about? Are you worrying? Are you angry at somebody who let you down or did something bad? Just start to notice the first things you think about in the morning. Hopefully, best case scenario, it's gratitude for some of the things that you're proud of or you've achieved. And then when your head is still on that pillow, if you can start to insert this thing you want in your life, first thing in the morning, when you're halfway between waking and dreaming, when everything is really fresh, if you can start to insert this blossoming creative project into your first thoughts and reach for that project first thing in the morning before you even sit up and get out of bed, that is going to contribute so much to your mindset, to your hopes, to your dreams, to your strategy, and the freshness with which you approach that goal. So number 4, if you really want to make it inevitable, start being conscious of where your thoughts go when you wake up in the morning. And of course, where your attention goes expands. And when you can start to put your attention on your creative dreams and your creative ambitions, first thing, when you first wake up, you are just putting so much positive momentum behind those dreams. So that's number 4. And number 5, I call the power of 3. So every New Year's, I do a ritual where I light 3 candles. The first candle is for my most compelling goal. The second and third candles are for supportive goals, other things that I want to start to bring into my life that will either support that or enhance in some way in this new year. I think the power of 3 is really important because sometimes we need a subconscious break. We need to, if we do have that really compelling goal moving forward, we also want other things that will both support it. And if the attention on that one thing gets too obsessive, we can start to really get too deep into frustration and it actually starts to pull away from it. So 2 other supportive projects that are second priorities, but they're also enhancing and supporting your life, the expansion of your creativity, 3 goals every year. That's what I do. And so I hope it works for you too. And so last week or 2 weeks ago, I created a video on burnout, the map through burnout, because at the end of the year, I need some rehab. I always need to get some rest and recuperate. And so if you are still feeling in that place where you're lacking a little energy, where you're not quite excited and ready to go again, I want to share with you that free map to burnout. And so go through that video also, and then perhaps come back to this one when you're really ready to set those New Year's goals. And I'll link that down below. And so we have that video, and every single week, I put out new videos to keep you inspired, to keep you moving forward on your book. So if it's the new year for you, welcome to 2023. Subscribe to the channel and then sign up in the link below to get that map that will get you rejuvenated, recuperated, and ready to go in the new year. So much love to you. I'm so excited to be starting out with 2023 and advancing in our author careers. So much love. Talk soon. Bye.